Here we go. We are live. A little bit of a technical problem, like somebody had to go potty. Sorry, that's the way it is. And had to take care of that. So we got people in here. Yes, we do. Welcome. It's Friday. Sorry that I'm a little bit late here, like 10 minutes. But you gotta do what you gotta do. What can I tell you? So here we are, Friday, and oh, we got 4 people in here. We got 4 thumbs up. Thank you guys. I got my tea. Not sure if I should drink the tea now, but whatever. All right, so Jim is here. He said, "Hi, Peter and y'all. Glad you were able to get the FX30." Yes, here is the FX30, and I put a big lens on it because I was getting a little testy to see how it does, what it does. So this is a Sigma full frame lens. Yeah, I know it's a crop sensor camera, but it's a full frame lens. Okay, and it's a 1.4. And it also, what else is it? 1.4, 35 millimeter, DGDN. So if it says DGDN, that means that it's a full frame. If it says DCDN, that means it's a crop frame lens. So that's how you could tell these Sigmas are about, okay? So I had to go to the restroom. I went to the restroom, came back in here, sat down, and said, okay, let's go live. And then I said, wait a minute, the FX30 is in my bedroom. So I had to run all the way back to my bedroom and get the FX30. Of course, my trusty E1 is sitting right here. So we are ready to go. Am I sweating? Well, I think I got a little nervous, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? So I didn't read what Jim said. Hi, Peter and y'all. So glad you were able to get the FX30. Love today's video on the big channel. Thank you, Jim. That's a good thing. That's a good launching point. So I guess we did, because I can't take the credit for it. You guys are the ones that did it for me. You must have clicked enough where they said, yeah, we'll send you another camera out for December. So we got to do that again now. So there'll be links to the FX30 in the description below on B&H. So why does that look like I kicked the camera or something? Maybe I did. Who knows? No, I didn't. I just... Okay, so for the big channel, I guess I recorded. All right, so there we have everything up, running, operational. Trying to get my brain to kick back into gear. So I haven't really tried the FX30 other than playing around with it in bed. And is that the right camera? No. So hold your horses, Charlie. So this is supposed to be the Olympus. And the Olympus, that's why the crop was wrong. So where is the Olympus? Where are you? That's overlays. How about if we try camera? All right, so I think this is camera number 4. No, that's not camera number 4. Oh, that's the EM1. Okay. So let's go over here and let's change this to the Olympus. I think the Olympus is camera number 1. And that's why when I changed the zoom, I screwed it up. That's the way it's supposed to be. So I got it backwards. Okay. So let's find the E10. Yes. Okay. So I think we're back on track. So I haven't really tried this in here at all. So this is a crop sensor camera, and I'm tempted to go over there and unplug one of the cameras and plug this one in just to kind of see what it would do. But I mean, I haven't fine tuned it. I just walked around the house and did some video. That's how I saw that the LCD screen on this is significantly better than the other Sony LCD screens. So that's surprising. So they put in, I want to use something, but I'm sure I'm going to find what's wrong. All right. So it looks like they put everything but the kitchen sink in here, which is great because you could get a used one. Sammy was telling me at like $1,400 or something like that, $1,500. You can get a new one for 15 something. This is a top tier camera. It really, really is. It's kind of surprising, that there's stuff in here. It also surprises me that this is the new full frame, okay? This one is very video centric. This one is somewhat video centric. The weight between the two are similar. This one's a little heavier. It's got a fan built in. So the fan being built in eliminates all the problems for the overheating. Okay, so what I need to do is find out if the image stabilization and the incredible low light that happens on this camera, low light ability, is going to happen on the FX30. That's what I'm going to need to see. Now, if the stabilization and the low light is comparable to this, now we got some options. I might sell this one and get this one because it adds the fan. I'm having tea. Okay, so let's get past Jim. How you doing, Jim? Love you. I haven't talked to you this week, have I? Sammy's here. Hello, everybody. Sammy's the next guy on the list that is actually going to get an FX30. So that is exciting because the FX30 is a better camera. So I would feel like, well, I'm not sure Sammy's getting the right camera, but now I am because he's in filmmaker school and having a cinema camera. The FX30, this guy right here, I would have to qualify that this is definitely a cinema camera. Actually, on the box, it says Cine, C-I-N-E. So they purposely leaned this over to the cinema. Now, if you've got something else, that doesn't mean you have to run out and go change it, okay? Be happy with the camera that you have. So I should say that to myself, right? So that's Sammy saying hi. Ray is here. Hi, Ray. Love you. We are 17 days away. 17 days away from what? Oh, Christmas. It's only 17 days away. Yeah, I started getting prepared to do baking because you guys know that my credit cards are shut down, so I can't go out and buy Christmas presents. So I'm going to bake bread. I'm going to bake bread from scratch, which means I'm going to bake bread, mill my own wheat, fresh wheat berries, mill my own wheat. Not going to put any sugar in it. I will put honey in it, but I'm going to use raw filtered honey. So it's going to be a super, super healthy bread with the full goodness of the whole wheat. Now, the whole wheat that I'm going to grain to make the bread is not the whole wheat you get in the store. So if you go to the store and you get whole wheat bread, that's not what I'm making, okay? That is whole wheat that has already been filtered out with the good stuff, the endosperm. They leave the starch in. There's 3 parts to a wheat berry. That's what it's called. It looks like the seed, but they call it a wheat berry. So I take that fresh, I mill it, which means I grind it into a flour. And then after I grind it into a flour, I make my bread. So I'm making that as my Christmas gift for all the kids and the adults adults on my list because normally I'd buy them a present, but I can't. So they're getting bread. We're in jail, buddy. We're in jail. So don't forget to hit the link on the FX30 down below because B&H is definitely metering it. You don't have to make any kind of a purchase. Just go there, look at the camera, then go along your merry way. If you want to shop for something else, good. Okay. Also, my links for ADORAMA are down there too. So here's David. David, I haven't talked to you in a while. Merry Christmas, buddy. Love you. Peter, you're the best. Good to see you. Boy, you've been hitting the live. You've been hitting the live stream like crazy. Wow. Proud of you. You're just, you know, incredibly long videos at David. So David is Fisher Brothers and 365 Days of Surfing. So he's got both of those channels. So can't wait for my FX30. I'm going to buy it tomorrow. Yay! So Sammy, tomorrow, Saturday, Sábado, December 9th, which is tomorrow. Yesterday was December 7th. So those of us that are old enough to be respectful of Pearl Harbor Day, that was when many of our soldiers were killed. That was an attack on our country, and they sunk most of our Pacific fleet right there in the harbor. Japan did that. Now, we're supposed to be friends with Japan. You think I'm going to forget that they did that? No, not. I'm also not going to forget Vietnam. So if we go through this stuff and then people act like it didn't happen, that doesn't wash with me. Okay. Hey, Roy's in the house. How you doing? I missed you last week, Roy. Good day, Peter. How are you doing, Roy? So, Lewis is here. Hi, Lewis. How's Aiden? How's you? I saw you put up a video on your other channel where you were playing with your rims, your wheels. That was pretty cool. I haven't. Did you change your car? That car looked different, unless you were using a different car to put that on. So I wasn't sure. But anyway, I gave you a thumbs up. I let it play out, which is what we do for each other. We give each other airtime by, if I put up a video that you're bored with, mute it. Let it play out and just mute it. That'll give me watch time hours. Here's my buddy Joey. Love you, Joey. There we go. There we go. Joey is here. So you have to add me as a moderator again. How's it going, man? How's it going, man? How's it going, man? Doing not bad. Not bad. How are you doing? I'm not doing the best since I have had a migraine all day. Have you ever had a migraine before? No, but they're very painful. My head has been hurting for the last few hours all afternoon. So the questions that I have to ask you, are you getting proper rest? Actually, that's number 2. Number 1 is hydration. Are you drinking enough water? And I don't mean soda and coffee, I mean water, okay? A migraine can be kicked off if you're getting into a little bit of dehydration. I'm not saying that's the only reason, it's just a reason. I learned that through my aunt. My aunt used to have her migraines put her to bed. She had to go to bed when she had migraines. It was so painful. So I'm so sorry, Joey. We'll keep you in our prayers. All you guys that are praying, people, lift up Joey right now, that God heals his mind, his brain, and everything going on in his head. In the name of Jesus, that the migraine just leaves his body right now. I pray over you, Joey, right now, in Jesus' name. I'm a Christian. I could do that, okay? So, and perfect timing. It's almost like we planned it. Sammy, can you pray for Joey since he isn't feeling well? I just did. And you guys that want to agree with me, all you got to do is say amen. Amen means so be it. I agree with you, Peter. So just agree with my prayer that I just prayed over Joey, and that means you are in agreement with me. Okay? Sly says, your volume is a little low. Can you turn it up a bit? It's full volume. I don't know. Where would I turn it up? Oh, I know where. Hold on. All right, so I took it from 12 o'clock on the dial to 1 o'clock on the dial. Okay, so hopefully that will... Oh, by the way, hi, Sly. Love you. I haven't talked to you this week. Well, I know on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday not to call because you're at work or you're sleeping. Thursday... Oh, we had activity in the house for getting stuff done. That's what it was. So... can the fan be switched off? Of course it can. Will I do it? Of course not. I'm not going to suffer. And besides, it's cool. I don't even have the air conditioner on. I don't even have the fan on. So I don't know what you're hearing. You better check and see what you're hearing because I don't have the fan on. I'm able to save electricity because we got the air conditioners off in the house because we're in the 60s. And the low 70s. So I was able to actually turn the AC off. Our electric bill is like $600 a month. That's crazy. But we have to run all the air conditioners all the time because we're in the 80s and 90s and 100. But now that we're in the low 70s and mid 60s, open the windows. And I did that. I opened the windows. And I also put... the exhaust fan is on. So I don't think you can hear that in here. I hear a fan from the closet. That fan I could hear. So Joey says, I haven't spoken to you in a minute. Oh, he's Oklahoman now. And I want to catch up with you about how everything's been going with each other. So we'll talk maybe tomorrow, Joey. You relax now, okay? Stress makes your headaches worse. So you need to relax. Go into a dark room because light bothers a migraine headache also. So just want you to feel better, and that's why I prayed for you, Joe. Big Joe, I want you to feel better. Lewis is in the house. Hi, Lewis. Love you, buddy. Hi, Peter and my friends. Merry Christmas. Love everybody. Thank you for that wonderful gift you gave me. I will appreciate it forever, Lewis. Lewis did some video for me while he was traveling, and he went to a country that I was excited about. And I said, can you take some video at a certain place, certain time? And he did it and sent me lots of video. What an awesome guy Lewis is. Luzuka, you're top of the line. I pray God double blesses you. So the Japanese did much worse to their prisoners of war. Yeah, everybody in war are scoundrels. The British sunk the entire French fleet to prove to FDR that Winston Churchill meant business. Killed all those guys just to prove to FDR that the British were serious about the war. They sunk the entire French fleet. All the French boats. That's what the British did. You can't erase that from your history. They did that, okay? So these people are scoundrels. They're trying to make overtures to try to make peace or open doors with Cuba. No. Cuba sent special people to Vietnam from Fidel Castro to help torture our boys. Do you think I'm going to be happy with Cuba? No, I'm not. That is a shame on their face, okay? So Norm is here. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. Nice shirt, Peter. Oh, yeah, you like this shirt? I washed all my shirts when I came back from Orlando because we fogged. Do you know what it means to fog bomb the house? You put this on to kill all the bugs and everything. So we did that. And here's Hal. Hal says, hi all, and I love. Oh, you have an FX30 too? Do you recognize the FX30? The camera's small, this lens is big. So this is a tripod lens. Okay. So I'm really itchy to put this camera up on the on there. I haven't done any tuning on this camera. So I'm not even sure how it's going to look, but I guess we could try and see. I wouldn't do it on the big channel, but I could do it over here. Good to see you, Hal. Love you, buddy. Joey, if I didn't say I love you too. Yes, I haven't had food all day and really not a lot of water, so I'm trying to drink lots of fluids and food tonight. Easy on the sugar, okay, Joey? Easy on the sugar, bread, potato, anything that turns to sugar, because that's just going to feed the migraine and make it pound. So just drink water, eat some protein. Eat like a hamburger patty or hamburger, that kind of stuff, because I don't want you to feed the migraine. So Sly says much better on the volume. Okay, so maybe the 1 o'clock position is the better. Does it sound distorted? I don't like the distorted sound. So it's not just the volume. It's also if they call it overmodulating. So Roy says, can the FX30 be switched off? It's off right now, so I guess so. I got an on and off switch right here. On, off. So the answer, Roy, is yes. I don't think that's what you meant to ask, because that's a dumb question. I mean that respectfully. I mean, how can you ask me if a camera can be switched off? Because, of course, it can be switched off and be turned on and turned off. So I think you mean something else, right? Or are you being sassy? So Randy is laughing. Hi, Randy. Love you, buddy. How are you doing here? How are you doing there? Randy is sending me one of his cameras to use for a month. So when it gets in here, I will be able to share what he sent me because I'm not sure if it's public. So Roy says it's 110 degrees. Okay, so it's hot. H-O-T, hot. So Joey says, I'm taking some medicine and taking lots of rest tonight. Good for you, Joey. All right. You're a little bit hyper sometimes. So I suggest you lay down in your bed and do whatever you do to relax. Because when you relax, your blood pressure goes lower and it might not pound so much in your head. So Sammy says, I'm coming back from a long trip today. I just showed off. Let's put this over here. I just showed off. Come on. I just showed my friends the 85mm and, his friend. And he really loved it. And now he wants that lens. It's one of your secret weapons there, that 85mm lens. I saw you go live a little bit earlier this week, a couple of days ago, was it? Wow, Sammy, you looked handsome, debonair, and the camera looked, it was basically top of the line. So don't be thinking about getting rid of that lens. That lens is one of your secret weapons. Joey says, my vision has been affected by the migraine since earlier randomly when I was driving. My vision got blurry, but then I took a nap and my head started to hurt. This happened earlier this afternoon. Well, we prayed for you. I pray God touches your body right now. Okay. Roy says the Brits sunk a French fleet, but other French ships had already joined the Nazis. Joey says, Roy, I'm not married. I just randomly got one earlier for the week for the first time without doing anything. Now, he's 19 years old. He's not married. I didn't even read that because at 19 years old, I don't want to cause Joey a problem. So I made tea. I put heavy cream in it because I don't have milk or half and half. And I put monk fruit in there to sweeten it up. Oh, it's 10:35 already. There we go. Lewis says, love you, Peter. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah, you're awesome. So fun. Actually, everybody in here. Roy says, my wife is good for a migraine. She gives me one daily. Can I say daily safely? She gives him a migraine daily. Okay. So Sammy says Joey's only 19, Roy, so he has some time. Yeah, Sammy is 19 also. Got to protect our young kids. My head doesn't really hurt, Peter. Only when I move my head and talk loudly. So lay down and just relax. Don't move your head. And let's let this migraine go away, okay? You have to be proactive, okay? You can't jump around like an Indian or a monkey, okay, and expect the migraine to go away. So you go lay down in your bed and put your head on your pillow, dim down the lights a little bit, and relax. What do you do in your bed to relax? Close your eyes. Do you watch some YouTube? Talk to Sammy on the phone or Alex? I want you to relax because I want your head to be gone. Pasta or pizza? Is that any good? Well, of course, it's delicious. It's downright delicious, Joey. But it turns to sugar, okay? So get your phone. Where is my phone? It's right here. So let's do this. How many carbs in pizza? Okay, 40 grams of carb in pizza. Carb is another word for sugars, okay? I'm allowed 20 sugars for the whole day. And a pizza has got 40. How many carbs in pasta? A cup of spaghetti has 68 grams of carbs. See how they sneak in? So you're eating a high level of sugar if you have pasta or if you have pizza. Have a hamburger with cheese. And you can put lettuce and tomato and mayo, a touch of ketchup or whatever you put on there, and that's protein. Now, if you can eat half the bun instead of both top and bottom, that's even better too, because bread turns to sugar. This is not a diet, okay? I just want you to not have sugar tonight. I want you to lower your sugar because the sugar is going to directly feed the migraine headache. So the migraine headache is just going to get worse. You ever notice that some people, when they have a migraine, they eat and they throw up? Because the body doesn't want that sugar in there. Because the sugar is definitely an enemy to the migraine headache. Okay, so that's what my mom got me earlier, but I haven't had it yet since I was resting when she got it. So, yeah. Even for people that are autistic or in something in that thing, the sugar just aggravates that. Do you ever notice, Joey, that if you eat sugar or things that turn to sugar, like pizza and spaghetti and anything else, do like I did. Ask Siri, like, how many carbs in a baked potato? 40 grams of carbs in a baked potato. So you would think that a baked potato is harmless, right? But it's twice the amount of sugar that I am supposed to eat on my eating regimen. Now you know why I went from 205 pounds and I was 148 this morning. And it wasn't to lose weight. That's the gravy. That's the bonus. That's an extra scoop of whatever you put on top. Whipped cream, okay? Yes, I can have whipped cream. Very low in sugar. Now you take someone like Sly. She's high on protein and fat, so she eats healthy and she doesn't even do it on purpose. Then she'll have a Mountain Dew and clobber the crap out of her system. But she likes it, so she has it. And you know what? I don't run anybody else's diet, and they don't run mine. So, Roy is saying, does the FX30 have a fan? Yes. That's why it's a little thicker, because there's a fan. I'm turning it upside down. Right there. Those are the vents for the fan. Okay? Now, how this camera tricked me is if you open this door right here, you get a full-size HDMI port. See it? I hold it still. Over here. Okay? So if I hold it still, you can see it. Now, what tricked me is the build quality on this is so good that I'm going like, there's no other door on here. So where do I plug in my mic? Where do I plug in my headphones? Where do I plug in all the other stuff? So I had to look it up online because I'm looking for secret doors. Well, guess what? The door is built into the fan body. Okay? So if I pull this out here, the build is so fine, there's nothing that implies this was a door. Now I have a mic, I have a headphone, I have a USB, and I have a control port. But when I close this, there's not even a little tidbit thing to make it to open. Now on this door, there is a little titty thing here. Sorry. Okay. And that opens and closes. Okay. Now, if you're looking at that and that's what your HDMI is, don't you think over here would be the door for all your ports? But that doesn't open. Actually, it has a screw there. So they tricked me, and I'm going like, oh my God, you got to have that handle on top to plug in your microphones. That ain't so good. So I looked up microphone plug-in. I think Randy was on the phone. He looked it up too. And look, right here. This, right here where the ports are for the fan, if you put your fingernail under there, look at that. We got a door. And another one on top. You got lots of things to plug in here. And then you can close the doors. This is such a quality camera. You know, even, well, I don't have anything negative to say about it, but it's surprising the level of the quality. It's just so amazing. You could definitely tell the difference between the quality on that and the quality on this. However, the features on this makes this camera bulletproof for me. Okay? I haven't gotten an overheating warning, not even one time. And what have I had this now? For a month? I took it to Orlando, but it was cool up there. It was in the 70s and 80s, okay? So I haven't really had a summer day down here. So maybe I'll change my tune when it gets hot. And in Florida and Miami, it's going to get hot, even in December. All right? So with this lens on here, which is a crop sensor lens, so you go, Peter, why do you keep putting the crop sensor lenses on your full frame camera? Tell me, huh? Tell me, huh? Tell me, huh? Okay, I'll tell you. Now, I've been practicing to try to say why I am doing that. Because this camera is a crop sensor camera. It's the FX30. It's like a Super 35. It's APS-C. All right, so when I turn this camera and I video, we are at 1.5 crop. If I turn on the stabilization at level 1, I tried it. If I turn it on to level 1, it doesn't change the crop. If I turn it on to level 2, it crops in some more. So you have a crop sensor camera cropping more. That is key. Now, when I put a crop sensor on this full frame camera and I turn it up to level 3, which is the strongest crop available on this camera because the dynamic active stabilization is as good as a gimbal for me. Other people will say, it's close, but no cigar. Well, for me, everybody's got a right to their own opinion, right? Well, for me, it's as good as a gimbal. That's how good the image stabilization is on here. I'm not going to give that up, just so you know. So that's one of the point of contentions here. I have to see how good the FX30, how the stabilization is. So back to the crop. When I put a lens on here and I put the image stabilization to full strength, I'm cropping the crop. On this camera, when I put the image stabilization to full strength, I am just getting to the full frame of this camera. So this camera, meaning this one, the FX30, crops more than this camera. And that becomes important, okay? And that's one of the things that I like about this camera. When I finish with all the stabilization on full power, full speed ahead, anchors away, it is wider in its crop mode. It's wider than this camera in its crop mode. Now, for some people, they won't care, and it won't mean a hill of beans. For me, it does, because when I want to turn this around and I want to say, "This be Peter, how you doing? I'm talking to the camera." Okay, I want the least amount of crop. That's what this camera delivers. It's the only camera that does that. None of the other Sonys will do it. None of the other cameras will do that. So if I take, let's say that Nikon or this E10 right here, and I turn on the digital stabilization, that's a crop sensor camera. It's going to crop more. When I put a crop on here, okay, and I turn on the full power of the, I'm playing with my little fuzzball here, okay. When I turn on the full power of the image stabilization, it's going to crop from the full frame, and the crop equals 1.5, okay? You don't get that on any other camera. No Canon, no Nikon, no Sony, no Fuji, nothing, no place. Maybe, possibly, a medium format camera, but none of us are into medium format cameras, okay? That I know of. That's one of the strengths. Did I make it clearer, Randy? Because I was trying to explain that to him, and I wasn't doing a good job. So FX30 has a fan. Joey says, I run fast. Sly says, can the fan on the FX30 be turned off? Yeah, it's got 3 settings. Automatic. Something else. Don't forget, I'm very new. I'm just hours old with that camera. And completely off. Okay? So you got 3 levels of fan control on here. On the Panasonic, which is what you're looking at now, it's got 4 levels of fan control. You can actually tell it when you want it to come on, when you don't want it to come on, or fan off completely, or fan on the whole time. And then on top of that, I forgot, you could adjust the speed on it too. None of that is on the FX30. So the S5 Mark II, the Panasonic, would actually be a contender for this, except it's double the weight. No, I'm not going to be walking around with double the weight. What Panasonic needs to do is take that camera, strip out all the weight, make it all plastic. I don't care if the camera's plastic, if it's like airplane type plastic, and make the camera, instead of 700, 800 grams, this is 399 and grams of weight. This is important because my cameras need to go with me when I go out. This one, I took it all the way up to Orlando, all the way back. I worked with it in the house. I worked with it out when I walked in the park. It's a dream. It's like it's got helium balloons tied to it. It's floating up. See it floating up? Wait. I got to pull it back down. Okay, so that does matter. Joey says, yes, I'm going to take a shower soon and then get ready for bed. Good for you, Joey. I want you to relax, and it's good. Mark says, yo, Peter. Yo, Mark. How are you doing, Mark? How's it going? Anything new? Well, I got the FX30, and I need everybody to click on the B&H link for this camera below so that it registers that people came to B&H from the Peter Gregg YouTube channel. And yes, they register that. Yes, they do. You don't have to buy anything, and you can even just go looking around after you go to the FX30, because at the end of the month, January 1st, they're going to look and see how many clicks I generated for the FX30. And if it isn't to their satisfaction when I ask, I think I'm going to ask for a G9 Mark II next month. Okay. They're going to say, no, we're not going to give it to you because you didn't get enough people showing an interest coming from your videos to B&H. That's why I'm asking you to do it. You don't have to buy anything. No purchase is necessary. Just during the week, if you think of me, come over here or go to my big channel where there's things. When you see a B&H click it. Smile, because at that point, you will have done Peter Gregg a nice favor. And I say thank you. So Joey says, yeah, I'm going to get a burger. Good for you. You're doing the right thing, Joe. Listen to me. You're doing the right thing. I do like a full HDMI port. Not having a full, here's my opinion. I should start by saying that. Not having a full HDMI port nowadays, not acceptable. There's no reason for a $2,200 camera, $2,199, $2,200 camera to have this mini port. It's already starting to get a little loosey-goosey, okay? Because I want to take this camera with me. I want this camera to go with me. That means when I put it up there, I got to plug it in. When I take it off, I got to unplug it. In, out, in, out, in, out. If you keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, you know what happens. Do I have to tell you what happens? So, yes, I'm with you. Roy needs to have a full HDMI port. The S5 Mark II, full HDMI port. So another thing this camera does over the S5 Mark II, the S5 Mark II, should you need 60p, it's cropped. On this one, it's not cropped. You get full frame 60p. You get full frame all the way to 120, okay? Now, this one, the camera's already cropped, but it will also go to 120. It'll do ProRes. This is very, very video-centric. Okay, now you don't need full ProRes. So, Sammy, you don't need ProRes. Just don't be thinking, oh, Peter told me you do ProRes. No, you don't need it, okay? But it's there. If you need it, it's already built into the camera. Now, that's a big thing. What was Joey telling me? I'm going to try and see if I can get an FX30 for Christmas, since I need a camera for college, my YouTube videos, and for my film major. Well, you tell your pops that Peter said to buy you an FX30 and a lens. So when you go looking for the FX30, look for it in a kit form. So when you tell your dad this is what you want, make it a kit, so that you'll get the camera and the lens, okay? Telling him how to work his dad, okay? Because you could buy this body only. But in your case, you're going to need a nice lens to go with it, or you're going to have to borrow Sammy's. Not a good idea to be borrowing lenses, okay? It's not the right thing to do. I know your buddies, okay, and Alex too. But you should have what you need. That's my motto. So Joey says, I don't want a camera that is going to be not good for filmmaking. I want to be able to have a cinema camera. This is a cinema camera. This is, on a scale of 1 to 10 for cinema, it's a 12. For taking pictures, it's a 10. It's everything, but it has no viewfinder. So you have to give up the viewfinder. I haven't used the viewfinder in ages, okay? And it does have the sunny outside setting. So if it's really bright outside, you can go in the menu, put it in your custom menu. So you could switch it to sunny outside. And on this camera, You can also change the level of brightness on the monitor, not going, because sunny outside is full brightness, the full shebang, okay? The full Monty, as they say, all right? But if you choose, you can go 0, 1, 2, you know, and down, 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? So camera's got a lot of stuff built in. That is one good camera. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. There's nothing wrong with a crop unless you're like me and love ultra wides. Well, you can also get anamorphic. It does the anamorphic de-squeeze. It's got everything. Everything but the kitchen sink. Wait, let me see if I can wash my hands in here. Let's see what's in this door. Okay, got 2 card slots, and each one does double duty. Hard to beat this camera. The FX3 is the same camera without a fan. Does the FX3 have a fan? I don't remember now. Okay. And it's full frame. And this is the same thing, crop frame. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. So Roy says, some of us like medium format cameras. I like them too. I would be very interested in the Fuji if they put a damn phase detection autofocus in it. But I don't know a medium format camera that does good video. Well, you're out of tune, because the GX50 and the GX100 from Fuji, top of the line, doesn't have what this has, but you won't be missing anything. Okay? So that's it. Now, the GX50, okay, has phase detection, but they haven't. No, I'm sorry. The GX100 has phase detection. The GX50, they haven't upgraded it to phase detection yet. It's 50 megapixels. It's medium format. It's got contrast detection. There's my buddy. Look who's here. Shane. I love you, Shane. How you doing? Peter Gregg is live. I noticed just a little bit ago, you put a video out on the FX30. God, how coincidental is that? Golly gee whiz, Batman. I haven't watched it yet, but I will. So if you want to know more about it, In the Blues has a channel called Geeky Nerdy Techie. And he put up a video on the FX30. I don't know when, but I saw it today. So I will watch that. So Roy, I also like the dual USB ports on the Z8, one for power and one for connection. Yes, the Z8 is a hard camera to beat. Okay, but we're talking about a $4,000 camera. We're talking $1,500 here. Okay, and I'll bet you this $1,500, other than the full frame, gives the Z8 a run for its money. But don't interpret that to mean that the Z8 is bad. If I could have a Z8, I would have it just lickety-split. Okay, Nikons are fantastic cameras. With my old full-frame Sony lenses from my what number is that? The A7? Would they fit on the FX30? If they're E-mount, yes. Otherwise, well, wait. If it's the A7, yeah, that's an E-mount camera. They would fit on there perfectly. No problem whatsoever. All right, so Roy says medium format isn't about autofocus. For me, it is. If it doesn't have autofocus, you might as well buy a Blackmagic camera. What's the point? You know, I want my autofocus, and I want a good one. I want a top-of-the-line one. That's for me. Now, Roy's got an opposite point of view, and he just pointed it out. Carlos says, a little late. Great to see you, Peter. I was late too, so don't feel bad. I had to go to the restroom, and I didn't want to put it off and say, oh, wait, let me go to the bathroom, guys, and then have to get up. Okay, so I did my business and then I came and went live. So sue me. Get in line. By the way, our court thing is done, finished, complete, all behind me. I'm going into Christmas, nothing hanging over my head. So, love you, Carlos, just so you know. Just so you know. Sammy's going to be a happy boy tomorrow night. Sammy's going to be very happy. If all goes well and the bridge isn't up and God blesses him, he'll have a FX30 in his hands tomorrow. That's what will happen. I hope my text got through to you, Peter Gregg Live. It might be hitting your Mac. Good timing on the FX30 videos. Yeah, I thought that was like, what a coincidence, right? So I did see you made a comment on the big channel, right? You gave me a thumbs up. Shane is great with encouragement, so I know he was encouraging me. So yes, I did. Did I give you a heart? Roy says, "Oops, the A7." Yeah, I figured that out. Yes, my A7S is bye-bye. Good move. Good move. Sam the man. That was a good move. Ba, 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 ba. It could be worse. A show from the toilet. Well, I'm actually sitting on the toilet right now. I just didn't tell anybody. I picked up the toilet, pulled it out of the bathroom, and put it here, and I'm sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. No, I don't think any of us would do a toilet show, Roy. Not even you, okay? So you're just yanking my chain there, big guy. Carlos says, I'm thinking about the R8. Keep your eye on, it's a good camera. I can recommend it. I enjoyed using it. It fits in the Christmas room beautifully. If you run into overheating problems, there is workarounds. Preheat the camera. That's the workaround, okay? So it's freezing here well, for us. For you guys, you're going to laugh at me, okay? But it's cold here in Miami. The R8, I bet you a nickel, it would still overheat because they measure the difference in the temperature rather than the actual temperature. So if you start at 38 degrees or 32, let's call it freezing, and it goes up an X amount, it'll say it's overheating. When the camera is so cold, you can't hold it. So what you do is you preheat the camera, one and done. Oh, by the way, in here, I never even got the overheating warning. So I did have the battery block. I did have the LCD open. And I've got a fan blowing on me and the cameras. Very, very quiet, but you can't, it's a silent fan. Sammy said he made a bad purchase with the A7 II. It doesn't have good autofocus. I get it, Sammy. Bad autofocus. My friend that I visited, he has the 6300A, and that's so much better autofocus. And they came out 1 year apart. Well, as soon as you get you got the E10 in the house, so you're in good autofocus. The E10 has better autofocus than the 6300 or the 6400. It's the newest generation of autofocus for Sony. Now, your FX30, when you get that in your hands, even better. Okay? So, you guys want to live a little? Okay? I'm sorry, I sneezed. Let's put this on the tripod and see what happens. Okay? So I haven't tuned it in. The camera comes out of the box with the S-Cinetone coloring. So I'm curious, and in case you're curious also, I'm willing to do that here. I can't do it on the big channel. I haven't tuned it in. So the E10, where is it? There is the E10. All right, I'm going to freeze it. So you're not going to see the timer change from 49 seconds, okay? All right, so I'm going to go put this on the tripod, and I'm going to unplug the Olympus, and I'm going to plug this one in. And we're all going to find out together. There you are, what it does. Hi, Jeff, I see you. Now, I don't think you guys can hear me when I go over there because the mic is over here, okay? I'll try to talk louder so you can hear me a little bit. Okay, I just closed the closet door. Oh, that fan in the closet's on. All right, so now I'm going to plug in. This is a dummy battery from my old A7 Mark III. I'm plugging in the dummy battery. And now I can show you those doors I was talking about, right? All right, so look. All right, so here's the door for the HDMI port. Now you would think this opens, correct? But it doesn't. So you see the fan exhaust right here? However, if you put your nail under here, look at that. That door opens. And that's a door there too. If I could keep the camera in the center. Well, if I step forward one step. Okay. So I don't know how close I can get here and make it continue and keep it in focus. Okay. So when you close these, seamless. And since I'm doing close-ups, let's turn this around. All right. So this rocker that goes telephoto and wide right here, if you go over to a wide, okay, the more you push it, the faster the zoom will be if you have it set to clear image zoom. And the same thing, this one also. All right, Roy, you're not paying attention, buddy. Why can't you hear me? Because I got up. That's why you can't hear me, and I'm putting the FX30 on the tripod. So the mic did not come with me. I'm going to give you a test, Roy. All right, now, how do I plug this camera in? All right, so that camera takes a full-size HDMI. Okay, so here's the full-size HDMI. That's going into the FX30. Okay, now I need to unplug. What do I need to unplug? I need to unplug the Olympus. And plug in the Olympus. Okay, now I need to turn the camera on. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, come on, guys. You're not paying attention. I said I was getting up, and I put in the FX30 and unplugged the Olympus. Okay, this microphone did not follow me. It stayed right here. You were able to see it the whole time. So now I'm back. You can put your pantyhose back on, okay, because now you can hear me. Okay. So no, I did not take the mic with me because I needed both hands to get everything operational. Okay, so drum roll, please. Let's go up to where I can turn on the Olympus. Okay, so that is not the Olympus. That is the FX30. So I have not tuned it in. I don't even know if it's in 24p. Okay, it might be in 30p. So the only controls I do have is over here in Ecamm. So let's put Ecamm on. Let me zoom it in. Okay. I can zoom it in. Let's turn off that Olympus sign because this is not the Olympus. Okay. All right. So now I can play around a little bit in Ecamm. So I'll make it brighter. We'll go up that way. We'll go up this way. I can change the saturation. Okay. So I don't know what temperature it's doing. I don't know. I hope to God, I don't even know what shutter. So let's see. Do we get stuttering? Yeah, we get stuttering. So it's at the wrong shutter. But that's S-Cinetone without any correction whatsoever. Okay, so that's this guy right there. How you doing? Good to see you. So this is actually the first broadcast with the FX30. It's got a 35 millimeter lens at f1.4, so the background looks blurry. So I did see that it was set to f1.4 because this Sigma lens is an expensive lens. And it also has an f-stop ring, so I just put it down to f1.4. So we're blurring out the background. This looks good. I would probably try to fine-tune the coloring a little bit. I need to check and see what ISO we're running at. I don't know any of that. So this is the very first time I plugged in the FX30 into the Christmas room set. Okay, so let's go over here, and you could compare it with the Panasonic. Oh, I think I messed up the Panasonic, because does that look like the Panasonic? Let's go here. No, that's messed up. Let's go back up here. Okay, so that's the Olympus, and that's the Olympus with a tighter zoom, except we don't have the Olympus plugged in there. We actually have the FX30 plugged in there. All right. I have to say, for not checking anything straight out of the box, and I mean really straight out of the box, really, really straight out of the box, that ain't bad. It really is the camera surprises me every time. Okay. So I would adjust the contrast. I would adjust the white balance a little bit. I think the white balance is running a little hot. Well, wait a minute. I have a temperature control here. To yellow. Okay, and then this is purple and yellow and the brightness. Not bad at all, guys, right? Don't you think this looks pretty good for the FX30 straight out of the box? So I don't know if I'm running 24p. I don't know if it's running, because the entire system runs at 24p. Okay, so it's not the Olympus. I got to get rid of that sign. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the FX30, first time being plugged in, full size HDMI. I would probably, I would check the coloring because the white balance doesn't look exactly right to me. But I didn't do any of that. I just popped it on the tripod. I put it on the tripod. I plugged in the HDMI. Oh, I put in a dummy battery, okay, from my old dummy battery that I use on here. When this is mounted here, I use a dummy battery in here. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's see how the focus is. So if I put this down here, okay, is it going to focus on the camera or my eyes? It stayed on my eyes. Look at that. Now, how about if I cover my eyes? Very smooth. Look at that. Ooh, very smooth. That's very nice. So what if I do the Greek thing and I start talking like this and I go like that air conditioner is over there and that tripod is over there, okay? Well, you know, it might not impress you because you guys are used to seeing me tune in things over a long period of time. I haven't tuned anything, nothing. I don't know if this is running at 24p or 30p. It might even be running at 60p. I don't know, okay? I don't know what shutter speed it's running at. The only thing I know is on the lens barrel, I put it down to 1.4. So it's locked into 1.4. You know how you could tell? Look, the Christmas tree is out of focus, okay? That means we are running at 1.4. Because if it was running at f4, at 5.6, the tree would be a lot more in focus. So this looks very nice. I'm very, very impressed. So where did I leave off? Oh, I don't want to go over on slides. Okay. Is that the FX30? It looks good. You darn tootin', it looks better than good. You need a nice 85mm lens? Yes, I would agree with you. I actually have the Sigma 1.4 56mm also. Randy sent me that. And that would be at a little higher than 85mm in here. So I already got something for that. Funny. Hey, Funny. Love you, guy. How you doing? A little warm. I didn't adjust anything. So you can't blame the camera. And you can't blame me. I just got up and plugged it in. Just to see for grins and giggles. Okay. Roy says the FX is looking good. The FX30. I have to agree. And Funny says it looks good. I have to agree. Sammy, the 85 would be amazing on the FX30 for you. I have to agree. Oh, hi, Shane. Looks like the white balance is off a bit. I didn't white balance it at all. I don't know what the white balance is doing. But otherwise, not bad, huh? So I wonder what the white balance would be out of the box. I'm thinking it might be an auto white balance. And it might be in the warm tone instead of the cool tone. You know how the newer cameras, Shane, have the ability to either tilt towards the warm tone or the cool tone in auto white balance? I always put it in the cool because it brings the whites to be white. Okay. Sammy, it wouldn't be 85 on the crop. No, the 85 on the crop would take it to like 105. So it would be too tight for in here. What would be perfect for in here would be the 50 because the 50 would become 85. So I do have the Sigma Art 56. Is there a 53, Randy, or 56? 1.4 lens. That would be perfect on here. Okay. So I will play with this before I actually show this off for the general public. But you're the family. Were you curious enough for me to plug this in, or did I do the wrong thing by doing that? Sometimes I worry because people look at it and they go like, well, it's not right here. It's not right. Well, it just came out of the box. And I wanted to share it with you because you're a family. I could show you because this is what would happen. I would take it out of the box, okay, and I would put it on here. And now that I see what it's doing, I would start to change things. So now what you saw me do is plug it in, and I haven't changed anything yet. So now the changes would happen. So tomorrow I might start to play with this and see what happens. Okay, so this is what Cinetone looks like. S-Cinetone. And the white balance might be set to the wrong setting. My biggest guess is on white auto white balance, but probably to the warm, because all these cameras come into warm auto white balance, and I don't do that. I do the cool. I also need to check and see if we're running 24p, 30p, 60p. What the heck's it running inside? So all that's got to be checked. Okay. So Sammy says, I love the 85 for everything. Oh yeah, the 85 on this would look absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The Sigma 5614 is the equivalent to 84 millimeters. So for a full frame camera. Thanks, Randy. Is that what it is? It's a 56? I couldn't remember if it was a 56 or a 53. Now, Sammy has an 85 1.8, and he went live yesterday or the day before, and it looked phenomenal. Now, he did have to move the camera a little bit further back because the 85 is going to bring it too close in the normal position, because the camera is a crop sensor camera. Remember? Remember, it's a crop sensor camera. So that is what we've got going. All right, so we're in the 11:20s. I'll meet you guys over at Sly's at 11:30. I'll probably have to make a pit stop between now and then, and I'll come in and I'll say hi. So all of you guys that want to hear Sly's cheerful, wonderful voice and her happy, beautiful face, you'll meet me at Sly. She wasn't here earlier. Let's see if I could find her. So it's Sly Reader, if you guys are not aware. I'm looking for her name so I could pop it up. There she is. Okay. So in red, that's the name of her channel, Sly Reader. Okay. This is back quite a bit. All right. So that's where I'm leaving from here. And in 7 minutes, I can't see the clock too close. Let's say 10 minutes or less. Okay. I will be on Sly's channel, that one right there. All right. So we all got to see the FX30 together. This is the first time it's broadcasting out of the Christmas room. And that's exciting. That's fantabulous. And Sammy will have this camera tomorrow. And who else said they had one? I think it was Funnel Fest. Okay. So Randy is closing us out by saying goodbye, good night. And there we have it. Good night, guys. I will see you. Love you all. Remember to keep Joey in your prayers. You want him healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I will catch you over there. Okay? Bye, FX30. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, Randy put up the link for Sly's to go over there. So copy it quick. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Copy it quick before I go off. And then just paste it in, and then you could go over there. All right. Love you all. Thank you for spending time with me. It means a lot to me. Catch you later. Bye.